Hi guys, welcome to Renee's Masterclass. This is Tanvi Chemburkar and I'm a celebrity makeup artist and I'm here today to decode the festive look using Renee products. So let's get started. We're going to start by prepping the eyelids. So we're going to take the concealer. This is in the shade Honey. We're going to dot it on the eyelids and I'm going to use a blending brush and I'm just going to blend it all over the lid. This is a warmer concealer. It's going to take away the warmth on the eyelids and just create a perfect base for the eye makeup. Always remember, if there's any kind of imperfection you want to cover, you should use a warmer concealer and then go over with a lighter concealer to highlight or brighten. Next, I'm going to use the compact and I'm using the shade Macadamia Beige. I'm just going to take it on a blending brush, the same one we used for the concealer, and I'm just going to pat it on the lid to set the concealer in place. Make sure you're patting it on so that you don't take away any of the concealer. Next, I'm moving on to the Fab 3-in-1 eyeshadow stick. Basically, these are 3 cream eyeshadows and you can pop them and put it from the back and use the next color. They're extremely easy to use, very blendable, and they're super easy to carry with you while traveling. I'm going to be using the champagne gold color. I'm going to use it as a base all over the eyelid, and these are extremely easy to blend and the color payoff is amazing. The reason I'm using a cream eyeshadow is once you put the powder eyeshadow, it's going to really hold on to the powder. Powder eyeshadow is going to stick really well onto the cream. You don't have to be very neat for this, we're just creating a base. Next, I'm going to use the blending brush and I'm just going to buffer the cream product out. Make sure when you're buffering the outer part of the cream product so that you have maximum intensity on the lid and close to your lash line. Next, we're going to move on to the Holistic Hard Black Kajal pencil and I'm just going to draw a thick line very close to your lash line, thicker on the outer corner, and you go slightly thin on the inner corner. Next, I'm going to take a small eyeshadow brush and I'm just going to smudge this line out. You want to use smaller strokes, go back and forth and blend it upwards. Let the cream and the kohl pencil blend together. This pencil gives you enough play time to smudge the kohl so that you get a nice gradient in the color. I'm going to go back in and just intensify it near the lash line, and I'm going to use the same technique again. Make sure you're buffering it upward, but you're not losing the intensity near the lash line. Next, I'm using the Golden Hour eyeshadow palette, and the 2 colors that I'm going to use is the Merlot and the tanned colors. I'm going to take a little bit of both. I'm just going to use it on the outer corners. I'm going to take the buffer brush again and just blend it out. Again, I'm going back in with the kohl to intensify near the lash line. When you're doing that, try and fill the gaps between the lashes. That's how you'll get maximum intensity. I'm going to take the 2 colors again, Merlot and tanned, and just do it on the outer corners. The blending brush is your best friend. The more you're going to blend out the makeup, the nicer it's going to look. So keep blending. Make sure that everything is well blended together. Next, I'm going to take the same flat eyeshadow brush and from the same palette, I'm going to use the shade Pearl Gold. Just going to take a little bit, dab off the excess and just put it on the center and the inner corner. When you're applying the eyeshadow, you want to make sure you press the product, and since we have the cream eyeshadow, it's going to stick on better. You don't want to use this product because otherwise it's going to be all over. So you want to pat it on and that will increase the intensification of the product. Just make sure that you're covering just the first 1/4 of the eye with the lighter colors. Again, we're going to take the blending brush and we're going to buffer out all the edges. Next, we're going to use the Nude Hour Renee eyeshadow palette and I'm going to use this particular shade. I really like how they are finely melted and all the shimmer particles really stick well onto the lid. So I'm going to take it again on the flat eyeshadow brush and I'm just going to tap it again only on the inner corners of the eye. When you're taking the product, you just want to make sure that you swirl it nicely onto the product so that you get maximum. Tap off the excess and then you just want to press it. For this, you should definitely use the tapping motion. It's going to pat on maximum product and there's going to be no fallout. Don't forget the inner corners. And because of the cream eyeshadow base, the product is going to really hold on well and it's going to stick to the eyelid. Once we're done with this, we're going to move on to the lashes, and for the lashes today we're going to use the style Me Mia. They're three-dimensional, they're handcrafted, and the double belt really helps in intensifying your lash line. Before we apply the lashes, we always have to make sure that they're the same length. So we're going to just attach it and see how long the lashes are, and once you know the length, we're going to take away the excess. Always make sure when you're going to cut the lashes, you cut it from the outside and not on the inner side. Once you apply the glue, you just want to put the lashes on your lash line, make sure they're in place, and then you want to start pressing it and fixing them in. So now we finished the top part of the eyes, we've done the lashes and the eyeshadow. We're moving on to the skin, and once we're done with the skin, we're going to come back to the lower part of the eyes. So we're going to use the Face Gloss by RENÉE, and it's an illuminating primer. There's a few drops of it on the high points of your face. It gives it that very natural glow, and it's very, very easy to blend. I'm going to take the same and do it on the other part. And you don't want to massage it into the skin, you just want to pat it on. It has hyaluronic acid, so it's extremely hydrating. So it's going to last on the skin, and it's also going to hydrate the skin. I'll also put a little bit on the forehead, on the bridge of the nose, a little bit on the chin. The way the particles are in the product, they give a very nice pearly glow to the face without actually being super harsh, and acts as a really good base before applying foundation. Best way to use it is with your fingers, because the warmth of the hand is going to press the product into the skin. Next, we're moving on to the foundation. I'm going to be using the stick foundations. These are extremely creamy and easy to use, and they give a very nice dewy effect to the skin. The two shades that I'm going to be using today is Creamy Latte and Chai Tea. I'm going to take a little bit on the palette and I'm going to mix the two together. And by using the spatula, you want to just break down the product completely so that it's nice and creamy and blends easily onto the face. Once you've mixed the products, I'm going to take the foundation brush. I'm going to take the flat side of the foundation and I'm going to pat it onto the skin. Since it's a festive look, we want to make the coverage slightly higher. So we're going to pat on and build the coverage. These foundations are medium to full coverage, so you can build it up. The brush is shaped in such a way that you can go around the nose and also under the eye and in the inner corners of the eye. Once I've got the coverage that I want, I'm just going to start buffering out the excess product. I'm going to do the same on the other side. Don't forget to do the ears and the neck. Always make sure that you've matched the two. Now we're going to move on to the concealer. I'm going to be using the shade Caramel. It's slightly warm for under eye, but we're just going to use a warmer tone to take care of all the imperfections and the warmth under the eye. You can do some around the mouth as well. Once you've dotted it on, you want to take the beauty blender and just puffer everything out. These concealers are also buildable, so go with a very thin layer, and if you feel the need, you can always add some more product. Next, I'm going to use the lighter concealer in the shade Maple, and I'm going to use it to highlight all the higher points of the face. I'm going to warm it and dot it on the higher points. When you turn the face, wherever the light hits, that's exactly where you want to put the highlight. Also on the bridge of the nose, on the chin, on the forehead, and then you repeat the same on the other cheekbone. Again, take the beauty blender and you want to just buffer everything out. Next we're going to set the base with the compact. The shade I'm using is Macadamia Beige. Just going to take a little bit on the powder brush and I'm going to pat it wherever I need to set the base. The compact will instantly mattify the skin and absorb all the additional oil that's on the face. Again, for the powder, use the patting motion so that you don't take away any of the product that you've already applied. Next we're going to go with a slightly warmer compact. This is in the shade Chestnut Beige and I'm just going to use it on the outer corners of the face to bring back some shadows. Going to do around the jawline. When you're blending it, you want to blend it downwards so that you get a nice sharp jawline. For the cheekbone, you want to go in line with the top part of your ear and you want to blend this out into your hairline. A little bit on the temples just to give that little pulled out effect to the eye. Since it's a powder compact, it's going to give a nice matte look to the face and you don't need to set it with anything. Again, blend it downwards and here you blend it into the hairline. A little bit on the temples and then a little on the forehead. Now that we have the base, highlight and contour on, we're going to move on to the fun part. We're going to add some color to the cheeks. We're using the Peachy Pink Blush Duo and these are super pigmented. They're beautiful poppy colors and we're going to add them onto the cheek. I'm going to actually mix both. Just going to put the color on the outer parts of the face and then bring it on the apples of the cheek. Do the same on the other side. These products are highly pigmented, so you definitely want to take less and then build on it. If at any point you feel you've taken a lot of product, you want to take a beauty blender and just blend it out. It's going to help mix into the skin really well and give that very natural effect. Another trick is if you feel the beauty blender is not working, you can go back with your foundation brush and just pat onto the product. Now that the face is done, we're going to go back to the bottom part of the eyes and we're going to finish the eye look. We're going to go to the Golden Hour palette and again we're going to take the two tones that we used on the eyelid. We're going to take Merlot and Tan and we're just going to use it, look up, on the lower lash line. We're just going to intensify the lash line with the shadow, and what I'm doing is I'm only going to do it on the outer part of the eye because we want to create that nice almond shape. Again, these products are very pigmented, so you want to keep taking a little bit and keep building the product. Next we're going to go back to the Holistic Hard Black Kajal pencil. I'm going to go onto the lower waterline. I'm going to use small strokes back and forth. This way you intensify the kohl, and I'm going to go all the way to the inner corner. Outer part of the waterline, I'm just going to take it a little bit outside on the lash line. If you see, just to create that nice almond shape. I'm going to go back with the powder, take the darker powders, and I'm just going to smudge that out. I'm going to repeat the same on the other eye as well. Again, when you come to the outer part, you want to pull the kohl a little bit into the lash line. Take the darker colors and just blend it out. What I'm doing is I'm taking the tip of the brush and the powder and I'm going in small strokes and blending the kohl out. Once we've added the kohl, we're going to take a little bit of the same shiny product that we use on the eyelid on the same brush. We're just going to add it to the inner corners. This is going to help the eye pop. Now we're done with the eye look and we're going to move on to the lips. For the lips, I'm going to use the Talk Matte Crayon in the shade Nude Roar. These lipsticks are creamy matte, so they glide on really well, but at the same time they last for a very long time. And they're also easy to use because of the pencil shape. So you can literally draw and then fill in. They're super pigmented, and even though they are long lasting, they don't dehydrate the lips. They're extremely creamy on the lips. The tip of product really helps you line the lips, and you can use the flatter side to kind of fill in the color. Once we're done with the lipstick, we're going to add a little bit of a gloss right in the center of the lip. The shade that we're using is Pucker Up Peach, and I'm going to use it with the applicator and literally just dot it in the center. The sponge applicator makes it super easy to glide onto the lips, but we're going to make sure that we just keep it in the center of the lip. Next, I'm going to be using the RENÉE metallic blue eyeliner just to create a bindi on the forehead. So guys, you saw how easy it was to create this festive look using the beautiful RENÉE products. If you guys have enjoyed this video, please like, share and comment, and don't forget to press the bell icon. This is Tanvi signing off.